We recently sent out a survey to our setting services and also families in some cases. One of the things that comes up a lot is actually the anonymity for the students. We have a lot of students who access your provision that are experiencing high levels of anxiety. Perhaps they've got an additional need that makes it a little bit more challenging for them. And having that anonymity is really, really important for them because it enables them to access that education without having to have that worry that maybe they would have in a mainstream classroom or in a group setting. And by anonymity, I'm talking about things like in the lessons, they have their cameras off. I've met with a couple of students recently who, for them, that was a real sigh of relief because that makes them anxious. So that's been amazing. And the microphone as well. Microphone's optional in lessons. There will be opportunities where the teachers invite the students to use their microphones to share ideas, which is amazing. But, you know, if we contact Tutor Education and say, we've got a student, they're a little bit worried about being in the lessons and the social aspect of it, is it okay if they're not asked any direct questions, if they keep their mic and their camera off? And your team is so fantastic at facilitating that. And what that means is that that student then feels confident enough to engage in their education, which again, might not have happened in necessarily a mainstream setting. I've already touched on the flexibility, the bespoke nature of what you guys can offer us. Just the listening as well. You really listen to whether it's feedback we have, whether it's questions we've got, whether it's ideas that we just want to explore and see if are possible. Tutor Education are very good at listening to us and what we need. But the crux of it, and I think the biggest thing for us that we really, really appreciate, is we get the feeling that Tutor Education are really student-centred. So at the end of the day, we can ask you to do things and you might come up with things that you think are amazing, but essentially if it doesn't work for the students, you know, that's really what it centres around. And for us, that's really reassuring, and I know that's reassuring for our schools and our services as well, that the students are at the forefront. And kind of, I suppose, underpinned by all of those things is relationships. We are really lucky that we have a really amazing relationship with Tutor Education. Everybody that we are involved with is really responsive, is really friendly, very proactive, really great at problem solving. We know that we can just pick up the phone and somebody will be there to talk to us about whatever it might be. And equally, you know, that hopefully Tutor Education feel they can do the same for us. So having a dedicated person is really helpful because they get to know our context. They are really up to date on, you know, what we're doing at the moment. What did we do last term? Where are we headed next? What do our numbers look like? What provision do we need? Because we have that go-to contact, they are really in the loop with everything that SOS is doing, and because of that it makes the problem solving a lot quicker. It makes the responses to things much more bespoke, and yeah, I feel like the best way to describe it is probably just that having a dedicated person, they just get, it's really cringy, they get like the essence of what SOS is about and what we're trying to do, and we're not having to have the same conversations over and over again. So especially as we're scaling up, it just helps us to really streamline processes in kind of getting things done and finding those next steps. And again, it's just relationship. It's just really nice knowing that you've got somebody at the other end who you can trust, who you can have a really positive, friendly, professional conversation with, because it makes us feel a lot more comfortable phoning up. And again, it makes, from Tutor Education's perspective, hopefully, it a much more comfortable experience knowing that they can just get in touch with us as well. Is very much a two-way street.